This video is brought to you by my patrons, my thoughts and opinions, maybe a little sarcasm, and adult beverages because you're probably going to need one for this. Hi, and welcome to, or back to, my channel where I talk about whatever catches my attention. I'm Kit, and on July 10th, 2025, podcast and former talk show host Jedediah Bila published the video, original title, Feminism was given to women by men, and men can take it away. Jed shreds fake female empowerment, and original thumbnail, Women Cannot Change the World, which is now titled, You Didn't Build Shit, Jed Obliterates Delusional Feminist Claims About Power, with a new thumbnail, When Women Lead. For some reason, she has a picture of AOC on both versions, even though she's commenting on an debate between Bonnie Blue and Andrew Tate. And it is about as interesting as you can imagine, which is to say, not very. TLDR, men are stronger than women, therefore men gave women rights and can take them away, and so women are supposed to be grateful or something? Anyway, let's see what Jed has to say.
It's given to women by men, feminism, 100%. And guess what, ladies? It can also be taken away. It can also be taken away. Guys aren't doing that. Guys are stronger. Guys don't go march in the street with signs and write their boobs out and ooh, that's not what it's about. When guys really want to get shit done, it's a war. That's called a war. Okay. If guys wanted to take your feminism away that they gave you, they would do it already and it would be done. What does that say about men? What does that say about men? They're such terrible people. They gave me all of these rights, and some of them have been twisted now and distorted and aren't really good, right? You ruined that, ladies, some of you. But if they wanted to take it away, they would. They're not doing it. Maybe be nice about that. Just saying.
That's not how rights work. You aren't given rights and then get them taken away because someone else doesn't like what decisions you made or you haven't minded your P's and Q's sufficiently. That's also not how feminism works. Men didn't dream up feminism and give it to women. Men didn't grant women rights out of the goodness of their hearts. And it's so interesting to me how, when needed, men are just so gracious, so benevolent that they just gave women rights. But when the narrative needs to be something about how awful, unnatural, whatever feminism is, feminists bombed places and protested and just made life in general miserable. Which is true, by the way. Feminists throughout history have protested, smashed windows, set things on fire. It's also very weird to me how these folks act as though everything is a hand-to-hand fight when we've had weapons for thousands of years, and by the 21st century, we should know that might doesn't make right.
Women can't change the world because we can't exert we don't have enough strength to do it. We're not going to go to the front lines of battle. That's not what our job is, right? However, we have told ourselves, no, women do change the world. And women, I saw a clip the other day, Candace Owens was talking to some nitwit, some idiot feminist. And she was going on, well, I believe that women can do everything that men can do. Honey, you can't do it. Really? Okay, let's pick a big, strong man and you and send them into battle. And good luck, honey. Ooh, I'll stand by with some water and an oxygen tank. It's not true. And you're lying to women every day by telling them that it is true. It's not true. So women can't change the world, and women only have these rights because men said, here, take them, which frankly, some of you are probably regretting given what women did with those opportunities and how they vote, frankly.
Is that really the world this woman wants to live in? Every time she does or says something a man doesn't like, he's allowed to punish her, remove a right, whatever. After all, odds are that he's stronger than her, so that's his right, isn't it? If she can't beat him in a fight, she forfeits what we would usually consider human rights. And on that note, I'm pretty sure Jed here is married. Let's say another man comes along and likes the look of her. If he can beat her husband in a fight, does that mean he can then become her husband? Might makes right, after all. And if her husband wanted to keep her, he should be stronger. And I'm sure she would want to be with the strongest man so she can be protected from other men. Who cares about love and commitment? It's all about strength, right?
Every time someone horrible is elected to office, everyone looks at the young, is it not true? Young, single women ruin every election. Every single one. I'm sure there's guys out there being like, oh man, sorry, we gave them the right to vote. It's just true, right? You're like, things would be sane if it weren't for these now government dependents or dumb. Oh, I'm an empowered woman. I want to elect a socialist because I'm a nitwit. Yeah. Woo! Pom-poms.
I don't think Jed should really be speaking about nitwits, but anyway, when did the US elect a socialist? And no, Democrats are not socialists. Anyway, we see some more of the discussion, which is basically Andrew repeating that men are everything and women are nothing, and...
Do you see why people can't stand this guy, though? Every time I do something related to Andrew Tate, every single time, without fail, I get messages. People are mad. Oh, he's an idiot. You're way better than him, Jed, because, he did the webcam, whatever. And because they read the headlines that he's a misogynist,
For anyone unaware, Andrew Tate and his brother are facing 21 charges in the UK for, among other things, rape and human trafficking. They're also under investigation in Romania. But yeah, it was just a webcam thing.
And they didn't study the case, but instead read the Guardian's coverage of it or some crap. They didn't do the research themselves. But this guy, this is why people really can't stand him. The powers that be, the system, this stuff, because he's telling men, be men. He's reminding them, be a masculine man. Don't take this crap.
What crap? Laws?
Don't take it from, the Bill Gates of the world. Don't take it from your girlfriend. Don't be a doormat. And he really understands that if they take down men, it's over. It's over. What are we going to do? You think I'm going to be able to stand up against the Bill Gates of the world? No, you need these big, strong guys. You need, when somebody rolls in with a mandate, right? You need a guy, big, strong men with guns at the door saying, try me. That's what you need. He knows that. So you need guys with balls, right? That's all that matters in society. Do you have men with balls willing to stand up to the right people? That's it. End of story. End of story. That's why they can't stand this guy. Because A, he doesn't give a shit what you say about him, right? He doesn't care. And B, his message is because he's telling guys at the root. He's saying, in your own home, be a man. You got to do it in your own home first. In order to be able to ricochet that energy out, you got to build that in the foundation. So if you can't be the man of the house, how are you expected to do anything in your community or at large? Inspiring men to grow a pair of balls. Society hates that, right? They want all these emasculated, feminized, bullshit men. That's why they can't stand them.
What did I just watch? I guess some might have noticed I've never spoken about Andrew Tate on my channel before, and that's not because he has some super secret power of manhood or whatever. I just find him boring. He's not saying anything new or compelling. He just thinks because he works out and has no conscience, he should rule the world. And despite what Jed says, no, that's actually not a world any of us should want to live in. And that includes Andrew. I can't explain to someone else why they should care about other people, but perhaps if he would realize that if he had an accident one day or lives to old age and becomes unable to defend himself, maybe he would then realize that yes, human rights are a good thing. The strong aren't strong forever, and that goes for Jed as well. She can hitch herself to the strongest man around, but he also won't be strong forever. And as a society, we understand that just because not everyone is a strong man, that doesn't mean they're a lesser being. Kids, the elderly, people with disabilities, they are humans as well and deserve to be treated as such. This attitude is so disgusting. Anyway, I wanted to comment on this because, well, I actually didn't, but it was suggested her content might be good fodder, and, well, it was. I think she might actually be worse than Pearl, because she's older and should know better, and she actually had a career before turning to misogyny. And on that note, she actually has a book about thoughts on character, kindness, and building a brighter world. From the description, in these days of non-stop, round-the-clock division, where confrontation is our most prevalent form of entertainment, we've forgotten the more fundamental things that unite us. We've lost track of the importance of conversations that foster growth, self-reflection, and discovery of one another while cultivating our sense of shared humanity. Ma'am, what is your content literally doing? Fostering division. Highlighting the worst of humanity. Granted, this book was published in 2021, so maybe she no longer believes in any of that. But you know what? I need a vacation. Also, the vibe of her website and her socials is so different. As I'm about to film this video, I just published one about the scam of feminism, and it got a lot of attention. Not from my subscribers, but from people apparently searching for feminism scam content. And after reading through these comments, I just have to say, content like Jed's is just creating sociopaths, which is what the world, well, never needs, but especially not right now. But anyway, that is a discussion for the end of your comments video, which will probably be an hour long at this point, and it's only August. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.